Hey guys, so you guys remember that I did a review earlier of the Illusia Box Mod. I wanted to follow up. As most of you know, Con's been making mods for a very long time. Of course, he's known for his tube mods. This is his first attempt at a box mod. I wanted to follow up because the way this thing is put together, I'm really amazed that a first-time box modder that, by the way, even though it looks like a C-frame, is not a C-frame, and you'll see that in a minute. Made a mod that is not a C-frame and is actually extremely well built from what I can see. So basically, when you look at this, there's no screws on the top, no screws on the sides. On the bottom, there's two screws. I've already taken the time to take those out. Those two screws look like this. They have an Allen key that you need to get to take those out. They come out really easily. So when you take those apart, this is number 24, by the way, and you'll see why that's relevant here in a second. Take this apart, just be careful, and when you take it apart, you'll see the number 1, you'll see the 24, hopefully you can see that etched at the bottom of the mod itself. You see the silver-plated spring right there on the bottom of the battery cap. Okay, so that's piece number 1. Already you can see it's not a C-frame mod. Piece number 2, be careful with the top part, and you'll see why here in a second. When you take the top off, again, you have number 24 etched on the top. It looks like a Fat Daddy, but yeah, not quite. It is his own design, which is, again, to me, pretty amazing. You have this little washer here, and then look at this. You have a piece of solid copper sitting there, and it's a fairly substantial piece of copper. And you can see in the front, this whole thing slides out. You pull the copper out. There's this extra little bit here with a spring. We'll get to that in a second. And then there's another piece of solid copper on the bottom. Okay, so this little piece with the this little bit with the spring. Why is it in there? Why is it important? Well, so what this does is this gives the mod the adjustable 510. It's very cool. So basically what happens is, as this top piece, if the spring is fully extended, the 510 is sitting all the way at the top of the hole in the ADDI connector. As you screw the ADDI in, this little bit, there's a little notch at the bottom of this, if you can see that. So the spring fits inside the notch, and as you add pressure, it compresses and compresses and compresses so that your ADDI sits flush to the top plate right here of the mod. Very, very cool. It's non-conducting, so it doesn't really matter what this material is, as long as it's not, as long as the underlying plastic is not conductive. So I thought that was really, really neat. The part I like the best is the way this mod is put together. You can see all the electronics are sitting right here. He basically made out of a piece of billet, a single piece of billet. He's done a couple of really neat things. So first and foremost, there's the DNA 40 board. Again, this is a big screen DNA. DNA 40, unaltered in all of its glory. You can see the USB connection right there. We'll get to that in a second. But he's also got this custom board that he's created so that he can take all the feeds off the DNA and use them for the switches as needed. So all these switches, nice clicky feel, they're all custom to this mod. Again, to me, it just shows the refinement and elegance that is inside of this mod. You can see that there's no glue here. Everything is slid into this little channel. I can actually move this daughter board if I want. He's created grooves here and here to hold this. The DNA board itself, I believe, is held on by the double-sided sticky tape that comes with the DNA board. Last but not least, the USB. Now, the USB is the only place where you will find a dollop of glue. I don't personally have an issue with that at all. I find that these USB little circuit boards, they're tiny It's probably, from an engineering standpoint, very difficult to machine something to keep this in place, so I have absolutely no problems with the glue. But I think this is truly innovative. The way he's designed this for a first-time box modder to come out with this kind of a setup where he machines all of this by hand, creates this little daughter board here with his own custom buttons. I think it's pretty frickin' rad. Anyway, so that's the Illusia Box Mod. By the way, everything's serial numbered, including the wood, so you can see number 24 there. It also goes back together very, very quickly. So basically, the bottom, the red, goes in there. Come on, goes in there if it'll go in. You put the little spring deal here. You put the top, the piece that touches a 510 on top of it. Go ahead and push this whole thing back together. Just slides right in. No friction or any worries there. That little insulator goes up on top. You take the top plate, just give this a little push and fit this on top like so. Boom, it's back together. Same thing on the bottom. Push the whole mod back together. And look, even without screws, I mean, you just give it a little push to keep it all together. Even without screws, this thing doesn't fly apart. It stays together fairly well. Now, if I were to set it down or jar it, of course, the top and bottom would come off. But again, stupidly simple to take apart, stupidly simple to service. Just put these little 2 screws in, you tighten them up, and boom, your Illusia Box Mod is now back to fully operational, usable condition. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick follow-up. Thank you again to Con for sending me this mod. I did, of course, pay for it. But I wanted everyone to see that even though people keep clamoring that there's no innovation, here's innovation staring you in the face. All right, have a great day. Take care. Bye.